often people make the mistake of thinking that America's fiscal problem is red ink. Red ink obviously isn't good. It's not good to have high deficits and debt, but it's very important to understand that red ink is merely a symptom of the real problem, which is a government budget that is too big and is growing too fast. I think the number one fiscal variable that we should be concerned about is government spending as a share of GDP. Are we above or below the growth maximizing size of government? Well, obviously, we're way above the growth maximizing size of government. That's problem one. Then operationally, problem two is that as bad as we are right now in terms of government being too big and diverting too many resources from the productive sector of the economy, our practical problem is that all the projections show things getting worse because of an aging population, poorly designed entitlement programs. The burden of government spending is rising faster than the productive part of the economy is growing. And in the long run, that's what we need to fix. If government is growing this fast and the private economy is growing this fast, we need to sort of flip those lines around, which is why I'm a big believer, not so much in balanced budget rules as I am in spending restraint rules. And I'm a big fan of publicizing what they have in Switzerland. They have something called the debt brake, but it's really a spending cap, and that's worked very, very well. And it certainly worked a lot better than the Maastricht criteria in Europe, which are focused on limiting deficits and debt. That obviously hasn't stopped irresponsible fiscal policy in France, Italy, Greece, you name it. But Switzerland's spending cap has been successful. And likewise in the United States, and I'm sure we'll hear more from Barry on this issue, but Colorado's Taxpayer Bill of Rights is effectively a spending cap. Now, is it as strong or as effective or airtight as any of us would want? No, of course not. But compared to the supposed balanced budget rules that exist in every state except for Vermont, I think what Colorado has with Tabor is a better approach. So my challenge to people is focus on what matters, which is the size of government, not so much how it's financed. And then secondly, if we want to fix that problem, focus on spending restraint rules, not anti-deficit rules. And I guess I'll close with this very important observation. If you deal with the underlying problem of government spending growing too fast, you automatically will solve the problem of red ink.